Well, hello, my name's Denny. It's my plant-based journey, and I'm going to make beans and rice. I've had several people ask me about my beans and rice. I've posted pictures of it several times in the last few weeks, on Facebook in particular, and I had a couple people say that they've made something similar and that it's bland or that it just didn't come out right. And I will tell you that this is not something original with me. It's something that I saw on Facebook and YouTube. In fact, it's a modified version that Esther has, especially, I don't know if you know Esther. I'll put a link below, but she has the beginner's guide that is something good that you can follow if you like. But she has a recipe where you put 2 cups of beans, a cup of rice, and 7.5 cups of water, I think is her recipe. But what I do is something very similar. It's simple, it's easy, and I know you'll like this. But I get 2 cups of pinto beans, put them in the Instant Pot, 1 cup of brown rice, also in the Instant Pot, because if you put it in a different pot, they won't cook together. I mean, come on. Sorry. I put in 6 cups of water. I put it in 2 different containers so I didn't spill it on the way over here. 3 cups each. 6 cups of water. And this is not quite a cup and a half, so it's less than the 7.5 cups. But I add 1 can of rotel tomatoes. Now you can add whatever you want, but this is the diced tomatoes and green chilies, and you could use a different brand. You could just put in tomatoes and green chilies or salsa or whatever you like, but this is a 12, I don't know if it's actually 12 ounces, it's 10 ounce can I believe, but it really has about 9 ounces in it. But anyway, I put 1 can of the rotel tomatoes, and instead of 7.5 cups of water, you have about 7 and just a little piece. It leaves the rice a little more firm. It leaves the beans a little more firm, which is good because the way I take them to work every day, I put them in those little plastic containers that sit inside of my Hot Logic warmers in my truck, and they're reheated. And so they're being reheated for about 3, 4, 5 hours. And I don't want them to overcook and turn to mush, and so it works out just right. I mean, it's perfect for taking it and then reheating it. If you were going to eat it right away, you probably would want to put a little bit more water in it. You might even want to cook it just a little bit longer than we're going to cook it, just so that it was a little more done. But to that, I'll also add 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning of your choice. If you don't have a taco seasoning that you like, there's many of them out there. Usually cumin is one of the key ingredients, along with garlic and other spices. But I just use a taco seasoning that's already been put together. I use 3 tablespoons of that, and I'm going to also add about a half a tablespoon of granulated garlic. And then if you want salt, I would recommend not putting much, maybe a teaspoon, because that seasoning, taco seasoning, and the rotel tomatoes is enough. It really is going to be good. But you may want a little table salt when you're ready to serve this. If you do, add it at the end. Add it when you sit down to eat. That's when I would recommend it. And you could put in black pepper or other seasonings. If you want to make it a little hotter, put some cayenne. Put a little smoked chipotle or whatever it is that you like. I would not recommend putting in the fresh jalapenos or green chilies from your garden. I would put them in after you cook them like this. But really, however you want to make it, this is the basic idea. 2 cups of beans, 1 cup of rice, about 7 cups of water or whatever fluid you like. You could use a veggie broth if you wanted to. I use 6 cups of water, and I use 1 can of rotel. Then my 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning, a half a tablespoon of garlic, And like I said, if you want, you can add just a touch of salt. Now I will stir this up. I want the liquids and the seasonings to mix up, and then I will start the Instant Pot. All right, so let's put our lid on. Lock it in place. Make sure the vent is closed. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna pressure cook this, and it's set. I don't know if you've have an Instant Pot or not, but I just have it on normal and then high pressure, and I'm gonna set it for 1 hour. 1 hour, and then warm. And it's gonna cook for 1 hour, and then tomorrow morning when I get up and I get ready, it's going to have cooked for an hour, and then it's going to have been kept warm all night long. And when I open it up, it's rice and beans and it's ready to go, and that rotel makes all the difference in the world. So try that if you like Southwest flavors, if you like things that are a little bit spicy. This is my go-to. I eat it almost every day for lunch in my truck, and so I hope you'll give this a try. I'll show you what it looks like. We're gonna have to wait a while because I'm gonna go get ready for bed, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow morning, rice and beans. All right, we'll see you in just a little bit. All right, next morning, as you can see, it's been 8 hours and 26 minutes since it finished cooking, and I will vent, but there's no pressure. Open the lid. Little condensation. Oh, it smells so good. Oh man, if you could be here, you would be ready to eat. I'm gonna stir this up just a little bit. Yeah, it's not hot. I mean, it's warm, but it's not hot. See, I can pick the bowl up. All right, so I'm gonna stir this up. Doesn't take much. It has plenty of liquid. Everything is done cooking. All right, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to taste it. See how it went. See, it's moist, it's good. The rice is done, the beans are done. I literally have to leave for work in 9 minutes. I'm gonna put this in some bento boxes and put them in the refrigerator. And this is what I take for lunch. I throw it in my Hot Logic warmer and eat it. And like I said, you might want to take some salt with you. But if you do, just take it as table salt, iodized salt, whatever you want to use, and add it when you're ready to eat. Even though this doesn't have salt, it tastes good. So this is what I like. I know some people have tried the rice and beans combo from Esther, and some people have tried different versions of it. And I've had people ask me how I do mine, because theirs is kind of bland. Well, if you just need the rice and beans for other ingredients or for other meal combos, yeah, you can make it however you want. But me, adding that can of rotel is awesome. Later on, what I'll do is I'm going to get a jalapeno from my garden, and let me remind you again that they're very hot, and I'm going to add that to my bean and rice, put it on a tostada, and then I will have some food to eat. Okay, so I had the opportunity to run back by the house. I normally don't do that, but as long as I had the opportunity, I wanted to show you what I'd normally do. Normally I just eat this out of that bento box with a spoon, but I'm here at the house, so I sliced up some avocado, and I put this beans and rice on top of a tostado, or if you want to call it a chalupa, whatever you want to call it. You know what they say, just don't call me late for supper. I'm going to also put some of the jalapenos from my garden. I just picked this a few seconds ago and sliced it. And let me remind you once again, these are hot. And then I've got some cherry tomatoes that I pulled out of the garden, and some cilantro. I wish the garden was doing better. The tomatoes just aren't working out this year. I don't know why, but I got peppers for days, boy. But anyway, I got some cherry tomatoes from the garden and go along with this meal. So this is one way to eat it. Normally, like I said, I just eat the rice and beans straight out of the bento box with a spoon. But this is what I'm going to have today, and I thought I'd just show you before we move on to something else. All right. A little bit of that cilantro and that hot jalapeno. Some of that acid. Woo! Really good. That is hot. Let me eat the other half of it so I can cry. Guys, it doesn't get any easier than this. Rice, beans, water, seasoning, 1 hour, let it sit overnight. Eat it how you like it. Oh, it's good. Man, this is hot. All right. My name's Denny. This is my plant-based journey. I gotta have a drink. Oh, it's hot. We'll see you next time, and I'm gonna eat some more of this. I hope you enjoyed this. Super simple. You know, that's four ingredients plus a few spices. I guess, you know, technically there's 7 ingredients, but it takes less than 5 minutes to put this together. It's as easy as it gets, and it tastes great. All right, I will be back again soon with some more recipes. I'm in the process of making some roasted tomatoes. We're gonna make some soup. So we'll see you again soon. I gotta get to work. Have a great day.